I'd be home by 9. Hell, I tell her that most of the time. Whoa, baby, don't know, won't hurt her too much. Whoa, I'll tell her where, but I won't say what. Oh, now I'm dancing, oh, I'm dancing. I'm dancing with the devil. Oh, now I'm dancing.
Getting ready to get started doing some more work on the building. Got some more 2x4s in. It's late Saturday afternoon. Had a basketball game I needed to go to with the wife, so I didn't get started until way late. So I might not get as much done this weekend as I'd like. But the plan is to go ahead and start on this wall going across here. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and screw up the 2x4, the top plate, up onto the rafters, get that put across there. I believe the distance will be 19 inches. My studs will be 19 inches less the distance of two 2x4s. So that's what I'm gonna get started on. We'll see how far I get. If I get that taken care of this evening, then I will start here and work my 2x4 across the rafters this way so I can start with the sheeting. We'll see how that goes. Some in progress. You can kind of see my technique here. Got the level up there kind of showing me where I need to be on the ceiling. Got my clamps pushing up. I'm holding it to the rafter. And then here where I've got two 2x coming together, I'm just gonna splice it up there with a piece of scrap. I think that'll be good enough since none of this is gonna be supporting any real weight. If anything, it might add a little extra strength to the roof directly underneath where the rafters are. But that's what I'm doing. Now, I can tell you that these walls are not gonna be level and perfect straight up and down, just because my craftsmanship is not the best. But I'll tell you what, if someone comes in here while we're running trains and throws a level up on one of my walls, I'll just politely ask him to leave if it bothers him that much. But I'm making progress. I'm at a point now where I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with the opening to get into the loft. So here's what I'm thinking. The center of my aisle for the model railroad is about 42 inches this way in. As a matter of fact, this shelf of garbage there, that's 24 inches, which is the exact same width as my time saver. And that's exactly where the time saver is gonna go. So I figure somewhere around 42 inches in, which I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a mark right there on my plywood up there that should be the center of my aisle. Unfortunately, that's not centered in between my rafters. And you might be wondering, well, why don't you just put it in the center of your rafters? And that's because this area here will have, hopefully, a large mountain that might go all the way to the beam there, the archway beam, the header. So therefore, right in this area is where I need to have the center of my access space. So what I'm thinking, I've got a plumb bob up there so I could mark where this comes straight down. I'm gonna put a jack stud in here, and then where this other mark is, let me see if I can find it. I think it's right here. I will put a jack stud in there and also one here. So ultimately what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this 2x4 there, and then it will push up into the ceiling supported by 2 jack studs, and then I'll have a third jack stud come down here and support my opening for my access hatch. And then I think in this area I will go ahead and extend my 2x4 studs all the way up there, just because I think that'll be the simplest way to do it. Now everywhere from here that way, those studs will be about 16 inches, which works out real handy, pardon my spin, that this great big pile of waste that I've got there, I'll be able to use some of that for the studs up here. But I think that's what I'm getting ready to do. Hopefully I won't injure myself. And I've never done anything like this before, so you know, it's always an adventure, because I will probably do something wrong in the process. There it is. It took me way longer than probably what it should have any normal person, but it's there and it's fairly solid. I'm not gonna have to worry about it coming loose or anything like that. Now all I have left is getting all the studs in from there. That should go a lot quicker. That should all be the exact same length. I believe it's 16 inches, give or take. Every one of those studs should be the same length. It's dark. My wife hasn't seen me in a week, so I probably better stop. Now, if you're wondering what am I gonna do with the space from here up, my plan right now is when I sheet this wall here is to go ahead and sheet all the way up to the ceiling. And that way, you know, because the ceiling itself is gonna come up to this 2x4 here on the inside of the room here. So if I sheet here first and go all the way up to the ceiling, then whatever insulation I already have up there should be okay. And I'm gonna leave the loft. I'm not gonna try and insulate anything more in there other than what I've already got. So I plan on, if everything in here is insulated well enough, it ought to be good enough. If I can keep it 10 degrees cooler or warmer, depending on what the season is and the outside temperature, I will be happy. 10 to 15 degrees. Okay, I'm probably gonna call it quits. I may work some on this tomorrow. I've got my electronic issues worked out on the layout with my lights and panel push buttons. I've got a little bit of more soldering to do there, but I'll probably just do that tonight, do my soldering tonight in the living room, and then maybe just run trains tomorrow.
Oh, it feels so damn good, 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 it feels so damn